Welcome back, everybody, to another simple meals at home episode. Last week, yes, I believe it was last week, I found this item, or maybe it was the previous week. Anyway, whenever. The last time I went grocery shopping, I found this buy one get one free as regular. I'm going to round it up, $10, and I got it for $5. Okay, when I say round up, $9.99. I got it for $4.99. You know, Brookwood Farms real pit cooked beef brisket with tangy barbecue sauce, gluten-free, naturally smoked. I was absolutely thrilled. This is a pretty good container. This is 16 ounces. It's 1 pound. 1 pound of real pit cooked beef brisket barbecue for $5. Now, of course, you'd have to catch it when it's buy one get one free at Kroger if you're near a Kroger. But if it's really good, then it may very well be worth $10 if you buy it full price, if you can. It says at Brookwood Farms, the best lean pork shoulders, hams, chicken, and beef are cooked for hours over a pit of charcoal. We believe that slow cooking over charcoals is the only way to bring out the flavor of real Southern-style pit-cooked barbecue. The results have been astonishing. Brookwood Farms products are now at the center of the menu at some of America's favorite restaurants. It says are now at the center of the menu of some of America's favorite restaurants, are available in a growing number of supermarkets, and are now available directly to you. Oh, so you can buy it online at brookwoodfarms.com, www.brookwoodfarms.com. That's good to know. If you really love it, and if you can't find it at a store near you, then you can get it online. The heating instructions, it says for best results, thaw in refrigerator. Okay, well, it wasn't frozen. I didn't buy it frozen, so it's been in the fridge. Microwave oven, remove lid, and cut a slit in the film. Loosely place lid back on top of container and heat on high for 2 minutes. Then you stir the meat and heat on high for another 2 minutes until the product is hot. Of course, the times may vary based on your microwave wattage. After heating, let it rest for 1 minute and remove the top and film and stir. You can heat it up on the stovetop too if you have a stovetop. I don't. That's why we're going to be using the microwave. But anyway, I'm going to put this back in the refrigerator because what I want to do first is we're going to be making cabbage salad, also known as like coleslaw, but this isn't a mayonnaise-based coleslaw. It's cabbage salad version that I learned from my ex-husband who was from Yugoslavia. And I'll show you coming up next. All right, guys. At Kroger, I was fortunate enough to find some clearance angel hair coleslaw. Now, the reason why the angel hair is like really finely shredded, and that's how my ex-husband taught me to do it. If you do it by hand, which is really the preferred way, if you can do it almost like paper thin, really, do it as thin as you possibly can, then that's best. Like if you see some of this really, really fine, that's the ideal texture you're looking for. But we've got the cabbage. Now, ideally, you can use any vinegar you want. I usually use apple cider vinegar. That's my preferred vinegar. But the only vinegar I have on hand is this malt vinegar that I purchased and used for my fish and chips. So I'm going to use it. I've used it for the cabbage salad before. I prefer the apple cider, but again, any vinegar will do. Ideally, you would use some oil as well. Again, your oil of preference. I prefer olive oil. I just like the flavor of olive oil. Use whatever oil you prefer. So it's basically an oil and vinegar like dressing. And just some salt and pepper. It's very simple, but just so flavorful, and it just brings out the flavor so much. So let me turn y'all around here, and we're going to make it right quick. Okay, I've got this bowl right here. I'm going to dump all of the cabbage into the bowl, and it's going to probably fill it right up. And keep in mind, this will, as the dressing, as it marinates, it will, I don't know, it's not cooked down. The volume will reduce because the moisture will come out of it. The salt and the dressing and everything will make it, reduce it a little bit. So keep that in mind. And what I like to do is to put like the salt and pepper. I don't usually put pepper in it, but I'm going to try it this time. I love a lot of salt. I'm not supposed to be indulging in salt, but I love it, and so I do it. You salt to taste, really. It's your preference. And then I'm going to open up this larger size because it doesn't come out very fast. So I'm going to open it up about like that, so it'll come out a little faster, a little better than just those little bitty holes that they make for you that nothing comes out of hardly. I like to do that because when I put the vinegar on it, it helps to wash down the, you know, salt and pepper down into it a little bit. Put plenty. Again, you want to make sure there's plenty that it can marinate really well. That, and I don't have any oil, but if I had some, I would drizzle some on at the last. Now I'm going to stir it up some. Use a fork or a spoon, whatever. If I had a larger bowl, I'd use it, but I don't. This is the largest one I've got. But it's big enough. Again, you just have to use patience with stirring. Just to use a little bit of patience. Might have a little spillage, but no worries. Your counters are clean. It's not an issue. All right. And what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to go ahead and put a little more salt, a little more vinegar, and what I do to kind of make sure everything is good and marinated, and that's why I want to make this first before we, and let it sit for a little while before we even heat up the barbecue. Turn it over, put the lid on it, make sure it's on real good, and then, you know, turn it like that so all of the vinegar can get all through it. Shake it, turn it, and then put it in the fridge, and then periodically do the same thing. Make sure it's really good and marinated, that every piece of cabbage is bathed in that goodness. So we're going to let that sit a while, maybe 30 minutes or so, and then we'll heat up the barbecue. Okay, guys, I am now going to take this out of the package and heat it up. And like it suggests. It says, or instructs, it's not a suggestion. You take the lid off. Look at that. It looks good already before it's even heated. Then you cut a slit in the top. Okay. Slit, and then loosely place the lid back on top and heat it for 2 minutes on high. So let's get this going. Okay. While that's heating a little bit, I want to go ahead and read off the nutritional facts, some of them. Now, there's 3 servings per container. Each serving is 320 calories. Ooh, 38 grams of fat, 110 milligrams of cholesterol, 900 milligrams of sodium, 16 grams of carbs, there's no fiber, 14 grams of sugar, 28 grams of protein, which is good, and other nutrients in it as well. The ingredients, it's cooked beef brisket, water, distilled vinegar, brown sugar, tomato powder, contains 2% or less of salt, molasses, maltodextrin, canola oil, modified food starch, spices, citric acid, mustard, yeast extract, natural flavors, onion powder, and turmeric. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, when this finishes after 2 minutes, I'm going to stir it like it says, and then heat it for 2 more minutes, and then we'll be ready to taste. Okie doke, guys. It's all heated up. It's supposed to sit for a minute. Look how scrumptious that looks. I'm gonna sit it up here, let it sit for a minute while I'm getting the cabbage salad plated up. So let me get y'all down here where y'all can see. Okay. We got this. It's been sitting for a little while. Cabbage is stinky, especially if you cook it, because you know, that or broccoli or anything like that, it smells like somebody's been passing gas, doesn't it? But it's worth the stinkiness because it is scrumptious. Again, I made this without oil because I didn't have any, but if I had some, I would have drizzled it on. Either way, it doesn't really have to have the oil. You know, like if you're watching your weight or calorie intake, you're not going to be eating this barbecue, I guess. But you could save some calories if you wanted to not put the oil on it. I gotta taste this. I can't help it. Love me some cabbage salad. Okay. Now I'm going to see if I can get this off. I tried to, at the halfway point to get this undone, and it just wasn't pulling off. So I'll see if I can do it this way to get it off. There we go. And you can see, look at that the dark piece of where you can tell that it's been really barbecued really good. Oh, so good. Let me put some out on my plate here. I'm just going to get a little bit. Ooh, another dark piece. Look at that. Oh, yes. Look how yummy. Okay. Let me get y'all up to where I'm at again. One of these days I'll have a kitchen where I don't have to keep going back and forth, that I can have a setup where I can do everything right in front of you. But until then, this is what we're working with. Look at that beautiful, beautiful meal right there. I'm going to try this barbecue. It smells I need to pick another word other than fantastic and amazing, y'all. It smells just so flavorful. It makes your mouth water. Whoa. Wow. I'm not lying. That tastes like barbecue. If somebody had brought that to me and said, here, I got this at the local barbecue restaurant down the street, I believe them. That's how good this is. It is so juicy and flavorful. I would never guess that came from a container that was microwaved. Got from a grocery store like that. Prepackaged and microwaved. I would never, ever, ever have guessed it. I mean, look at that. That is just, I love that piece right there. You see how glazed. I'm so impressed with this, y'all. Honestly, I would pay full price for it. No question in my mind, it's worth the full price. To know that I got a pound of this barbecue for $5, that's a steal. I'm seriously impressed. Happy dance. Now, of course, you can have just a barbecue plate like this if you wanted to make some French fries or baked beans or something like that. Of course, that would be really good with this too. You could have a barbecue sandwich. You could make tacos. Make some barbecue tacos or burrito. There's just a lot of things you could do with that. Try this. And if you don't like really savory, like really vinegary, you could add some sugar to this if you wanted to do like an oil and vinegar dressing, and heat it up a little bit, put some sugar in it, and then put the salt and pepper and put all that over the cabbage. Oh, that will be so wonderful. This is good too. There's a night coming. You have the heavy, smoky barbecue brisket, light, refreshing cabbage salad. It's a good balance. I hope that y'all will try this. If you do, let me know what you think. Again, they said on their package, and I'll put the website in the description box below, that you can buy it from them directly online. You don't have to get it in a grocery store. So give it a try. It is so good, y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. I pray that you and your families are blessed and protected by the Father above. In Jesus' name, amen.